listen, I want to give you something. Well, it's not me. Something, but the same way that you've got radio waves, there's currents coming out of those waves, going into our ears and creating impulses. It's the same way in the churches. You know, if you go to church, those of us that know, you know, it's a front, and there's going to be a sermon for the goy, there's going to be a sermon for the initiates, and then there will be a sermon for, you know, the elders. That's just three. So within that sermon, you're going to have three messages. Okay? Within this radio, you're going to have more than three messages. You understand? So within a certain song, there's going to be, just like I'm like Michael Jackson, Michael, oh yeah. And when you listen to these beats, these worldly man beats, okay, it changes the rhythm of the heart. It does. And it changes the blood flow and all that shit. It does. And just like a child grows up in a church, just like me, and baptized at a very young age, that's an impulse. Okay? There's the same way that these, not the goy, but the other breed that's in our cavities, that are these Jessies, however they're fucking programmed, they're programmed to be able to read between music, beats, and tones, because it's not fucking real anyways. It's man-made. But it's harmonic. It's what it is. So they know how to understand the music and the lyrics and the beats and all that combined as a cipher. See, that's beyond y'all's capability and capacity to think and fucking fathom and do a thorough inventory and research. That's the whole thing. That's why the vehicles, that's why that current or that impulse in the beginning is you teach them how to read. Here's some newspapers. And then what's that? Oh, it's a radio. What do you mean? That way we can hear everything. And remember, those individuals never heard shit at all. That species. So that impulse went from newspapers to radio, and then eventually radio went to TV. And the whole time, the brains have been getting images, which creates an impulse as well. Impulse buying and all that stuff. Does that make some kind of sense? It has to. You know, because a lot of these beats, a lot of this stuff that is designed now, especially Disney with the colors and all that to get you ready for this agenda that we're going through now. But these beats, it has to do with the frequencies in the air and how they can introduce whatever up there, and it can saturate us. And depending on what we marinate that with, it can make us hornier, it can make us hungrier, it can make us dumber, it can make us all of the above and a whole lot more. That's just from above. That's not what you introduce into your anatomy, which is a fucking battery, and depending on what you put in it, it's going to connect to whatever fucking substance or resource it is, just like we're connected to the moon and the sun and everything above. Instead, you're connected to cell towers now. Your blood and your thoughts and your thinking and every fucking thing that you think every day comes from cell towers into your cell phone, instead of you knowing of the trillions of cells that you're made of that are literally being charged, but not now. They are being eradicated every day that you get up and you give it homage and power to this fucking beast system that we're in. I have no idea where the fuck that came from. I will have to go back and watch that. I don't even know what I just said, because that wasn't me. And it's funny, because I'm learning, baby. Their golf game, I've been playing. It's crazy, because see, I know the fucking, even though it's all scripted on TV, their players play out what's above our head. So what I've learned is right now the moon's waning, so it's losing, and it's crescent right there, and you can't see it, but it's literally above my head, and right there's the sun. It's right beside each other. So there's going to be more energy, more magnetic frequency flowing through me on that golf course and everything they've buried underneath it and all that shit. And I've looked into it, and I've played better on days like that. Are you in that in depth, and are you in touch with yourself that much to where you can say, I need more power from the other side? Even on the other fucking days too. So I'm driving towards the east right now. So what I'm trying to tell you is, the same way that TV's telling them to go get all that bullshit in the mornings and everything is the same way I'm sitting here doing this, and all that's telling me it's I'm being a translator from the unseen, giving you what you need to hear, but you won't. You don't understand that. See, your signal and frequency, we can follow your breed of goyism all the fucking way back to nothing but newspapers and insane asylums, which were castles and all kinds of shit converted into that shit. And they made it into the beginning like, oh, let's go to a saint, to create the industry, never give you what the anatomy's made of, deprive the brain of all material it's made of, to eventually destroy the fucking goy anatomy and to eventually eradicate all human species. Go watch Noah again. Just watch it. Listen to a motherfucker listen when he goes, we killed the giants and we're gonna kill you too. Yeah! It's too big for you, isn't it? I mean, you know what else is too big? Is what's under your feet. No, listen, these dummies think we've been like this forever. Hell no. This satanic machine that's in there, look, they're all walking around brain dead. They're being controlled by this fucking, it is a serious fucking deity. It is more structure and discipline than anything you can fucking think of. But we got more. I just called out the motherfuckers that are doing this, that have created billions of dummies. Yet again, but this is on the biggest scale that they've done it. It's funny watching y'all. I can see you doing it. See your whole, and it's funny because the people think like these countries are nothing but businesses to this machine. They're not real. None of it is. Your whole existence, everything in here comes from man. Images, tones from man, everything. It's not real. You can't get out of it because that's who you are. You are the fucking impulse and the current of Ahriman released into this realm to literally destroy it, consume it, fuck it, and everything else. And the one thing you don't have is you can't fucking listen. That's a demon. And I just wanted to give you something. You know, something's giving you something. It's funny as shit. I can see it. I can see everything that y'all are doing. They know it. The goy don't. Even the ones that are really awake don't understand. I can see it. God, that cactus is so alive. You see me go, oh, and there's a Japanese maple. It's funny. It's like we should know all that as much as you know how many songs and commercials are on the radio. That's what I'm saying. That's not a human to know all commercial songs on the radio. That's not real. Go on. Go on. Go on, my little automatic being of the unseen, controlled by AI. All emotions, fears, wants comes from images and fucking pictures and cartoons. And that's you. And to all of y'all out there, I love you. I'm gonna go crack some ass today. Hell yeah.